I mean, he gets you out, but he very seldom gets you out the way you think. Where my honest folk at? I know all the scriptures. I know I'm coming out. I know all of that. It's the process that gets me out that I have problems with. Didn't I tell you I believe and trust him? It's not a problem of believing and trusting him. It's the process by which he accomplishes his promise. Who am I talking to up in here? I had no idea that he meant by blessing me, he was going to make me the object of everybody's conversation. That he was going to stretch my faith, that he was going to afflict Crystal with a chronic disease. I didn't know that. I don't like the process. And I ain't the only one sitting up in here. Because you know you wish it would have been the other way too. You didn't know he was going to expose you just to pick you up. Well, he hardly ever works it out the way I think he ought to work it out. And maybe that's why he said that we ought to lean not to our own understandings, but in all our ways acknowledge him, so that he could direct us. Maybe that's why he put that little piece to the puzzle. That all we really have to do is just trust and believe. And he got all the other areas of our lives totally under his control. That, in case, is the object or the lesson of the text. That God made David some promises. And one of the firm promises that God made to David was that David would be able to conquer his enemies. And I did some researches on this preacher, and I found it to be true. That most battles that David fought, David won. I mean, from the time of his battle with Goliath, ongoing battle with the Philistines, the Amalekites, the Hittites, Israel rose to superpower under David's administration, because David entered into war with a God that would not let him lose. God made David promises that he would be able to conquer his enemies. Now, with these thoughts in mind, let's glance closer at our text. The text picks up David's story, with David once again having to do battle with the Philistines. The interesting twist in the story text is that this is not David's first time at war with the Philistines. Let's park here a moment. Have you ever not wondered why some deliverances seemingly are ongoing? That you thought you got rid of that last year. And bless God, here it is. I mean, you thought you cried your last cry over being lonely last week. But here it is another week, and here you go. Maybe that's how David felt. He'd been dealing with the Philistines since he was a boy. And here in our text, it's the Philistines that David must do battle with again. Let's go deeper. Listen to the backdrop of the text. When the Philistines heard, verse 8, that David had been anointed king over all of Israel, they came out after him. Let's take a sidebar. When the Philistines heard that David had been anointed. Let's stop here for all you highly favored, anointed folk. There is a big difference in being anointed and being gifted. Oh, I'm going to help somebody. There is a big difference in being anointed and having special talents. You can be gifted and talented and never be anointed. And you can be anointed and never be gifted or talented. Who am I going to help up in here? Because gifts and talents come without repentance. But you ain't going to be anointed living any old kind of way. Oh, I know I'm going to get a lot of help right here. Just because you sang a song and blessed the people don't mean you're anointed. You know, I ain't scared of nobody up in here. Just because you preached a good sermon don't mean you're anointed. Some people are just naturally gifted to talk. But if you really want to measure whether you're anointed or not, let me give you a good measuring rod. Let me see how much you can suffer. I know I wasn't going to get everybody standing up. I like the suffering folk, you know. Y'all stand up right here. All you suffering folk, give me a hand right here. Because the real measure of whether God has separated and sanctified and consecrated your life for a special purpose is how much you can take while he's getting you ready for your purpose. Sit. Anointed folk can go through without falling to pieces. Anointed folk can handle the unexpected without crying and whining and letting everybody know you going through. You can tell when some people are going through because they praise better, they holler better, they get with the sermon better. You know when they're going through. Or they cry, they whine. But real anointed folk, you don't know what's going on with their life. Because they handle the good and the bad with the same, oh, y'all don't like no talk. Y'all don't want to hear no talk. I mean, anointed folk don't wait for no special service to get consecrated. They get a bottle of olive oil, bless it themselves, get in the mirror, make the sign of the cross. I am anointed. I'm anointed because I ain't cussed nobody out, because I ain't blew nobody's brains out. I am anointed. Even with a lump on my breast, I am anointed. Anointings have nothing to do with the physical. They have everything to do with your ability to war in the spirit. Where are my anointed folk? I need to know I got some folk in here who know how to war in the spirit.